Welcome back to My Sister's TBR, the podcast where we discuss our past, current, and future reads. I'm Stacy.
And I'm Rebecca. To be honest, June has been a bit of a whirlwind for us. Between family visits and work commitments, we've barely had a moment to breathe, let alone read.
But we're here now, finally, and we're excited to chat about the books that we did manage to squeeze in. And of course, to do our deep dive on our featured read for June, Just for the Summer by Abby Jimenez.
Since it's officially the halfway point of the year, we thought it would be fun to start by looking back at some of our favorite reads from the past 6 months. We'll share our highlights, surprises, and maybe even a few disappointments.
Dun dun dun. So get cozy, grab a cup of tea, or maybe something a little stronger, and join us for a slightly chaotic but always bookish episode of My Sister's TBR.
All right, let's rewind to January and take a look back at our reading journey so far. What's been your standout read of 2024 so far?
I really don't have very many to choose from, to be honest. This is sad. But honestly, I might have to pick Not Another Love Song by Julie Soto.
Oh.
Yeah, I like scrolling down through the books that I read in 2024. That is the one that I think I was the most pleased with. When I finished that book, I loved it. And I read it so fast, too. It was just one of those that, like, you just pick up and cannot put down until you finish it.
So good. Oh, my God. I love when a book hits like that.
I know. I know I've mentioned this the last time we talked about this book, but the cello scene... for anybody that has read this book.
Right. Oh, I need to read that.
You too.
I need to take my TBR more seriously, honestly.
We add to it way too much. We can't keep up with it.
Nope.
What was your standout read for 2024?
I've had a couple good ones, actually. Like, I'm just looking at my list here, and I'm like, you know what? I'm thinking Girl Abroad by Elle Kennedy.
Really?
I'm thinking. I just feel that, like, I related to it. Obviously,
it resonated with you.
Yeah. Like, after I finished reading that book, I was like, oh, you know what? Me taking this move up here, I don't know, I felt understood. Or that, like, It was a good, reading that. And I was like, you know what? Yeah. Yeah, I'm glad that I did this.
I love that.
Yeah.
Makes me want to read it more. I started it and it was paused for a little while. So maybe I'll have to pick it back up again.
I think you should.
Yeah.
So good.
Maybe that's what we should do for July. We will read each other's standout book so far of 2024.
Done.
Cool.
Done.
So what was your January favorite read?
My January favorite read? Oh, gosh. Okay. It was The Cursed by Harper L. Woods.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was both of our favorite reads of January.
The Cursed by Harper L. Woods is the number 2 of Coven of Bones series. It's 324 pages. It is a fantasy romance. And I rated that one a 4, but it was like a nice, shiny 4.
Same.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, it deserved. It was so close to being a 5-star, and I don't know, maybe it would have been a 5-star for me, but I do know that you were being a little more stingy with your 5-star. I'm not, but
amazing. I just wish that there were more focus on the school, because I think that aspect would have been really, really cool.
Yeah, I felt like it was lacking in not just the school, but also the other people in the story because it focused very heavily on the two main characters, which, I mean, fair, okay. But it just didn't develop the supporting characters much.
Yeah.
So.
Yep, agreed.
Yeah. But still.
Agreed.
Excellent.
Yeah. Oh. Oh my God. What was your February favorite read?
My February favorite read was Never Lie by Frida McFadden.
Oh.
This was my second time reading Never Lie. The second time reading it, I probably wouldn't consider it such a great read. But the first time reading it, yes, 100%, like very close to 5 stars. I rated it 4. It just doesn't do well as a reread. If that makes any sense. That. Yeah. But either way, I still listed that as my favorite for February just because it was such a great first read that it deserved that spot for February. So
rightfully so.
Yes. And naturally, Frida McFadden, it was a mystery thriller.
Of course.
Of course. So far, that is probably my favorite book by her that I've read so far.
Yeah?
Yeah. I really enjoyed that one.
Yeah.
Oh,
God.
What was your February standout read?
Surprise, surprise. Mine was also a Frida McFadden book.
Oh.
So that was that was my first Frida McFadden.
Okay. That's fun.
Yep. The Housemaid.
Oh.
That's what started my obsession.
Same. I think that was the first book that I read by her too. But yeah, it's
like such a good book to start off with from hers, I find anyway. I don't know if I'm just biased, obviously, because that was what I did, but I rated that a 4 just because I started the year off being very stingy. But yeah, like again, like a very solid 4, like very close to a 5. And I'm not sure what made me dock the last star. I don't know. I guess again, just me being stingy.
Yeah.
Who knows? But that was such a good read. Like the way that she writes her stories and like her plot twists. Oh my God. It's like ever since I started reading Frida, I can't even get as much satisfaction out of other books now as I do compared to Frida's.
I haven't really read any mystery thrillers since reading Frida McFadden. And I know like her writing doesn't really compare to a lot of the more seasoned mystery thriller authors. But I do find her twists are insane. And that's what keeps you hooked. Like, yeah, like if I were to like rate her writing skills, I'd probably only put her down to like a 3 on a 5-star scale. See that. But her storytelling alone is enough to bump that up to 5. Like, yeah. Like, she is a great storyteller.
Yeah. So easy to follow along. And I felt like every book that I've read from her or by her, it's like, I don't struggle to picture anything. I don't struggle to imagine like the characters, like everything. Like it's so easy to follow along with her timeline and her story. Oh my God. Amazing.
Yeah, agreed.
What was your merch?
Oh, my merch was a tearjerker. The Last Letter by Rebecca Yarros.
Oh, yep. I remember you talking about that one.
This was the one that I found on my shelf after I had bought Fourth Wing. The hype over that, when I was scanning it into my app, I realized I already had something by Rebecca Yarros. Had no idea who she was at that point, and it turned out to be The Last Letter. So I read it, and I had my heart totally ripped from my ribcage and stomped on and then spit on, and then it was just tossed in the garbage.
Jeez.
It is not for the faint of heart. Like, I truly felt It was a physical reaction to this book.
Jeez.
Yeah, and I mean, it was a fantastic, like, love story, but also, like, the chemistry, like, yes, the chemistry between the main characters was off the charts. Like, I mean, it was just almost instant. But the relationship that he had with her kids was also a very prominent part of this book. And especially, there is still a bit of that, like, forbidden romance side of it all, because he's the brother's best friend, and and you know, like, just basically her being off limits to him. And also how do I explain? I don't even know what the proper trope name would be for it, but, like, he's not honest about who he is when they meet.
Oh.
So there's, like, this level of kind of deception, but for a good reason.
Okay.
Right? So that, like, that really plays on you too, because you're almost anxious the entire novel, like, afraid of what's going to happen when this all, like, it's all going to blow up in their face, like, that sort of fear. But again, Rebecca Yarros, with her absolutely stunning, like, storytelling, it just felt so real. Like, the characters just felt real. The problems that they were facing felt real. There's some medical side of this book that she actually did do. Like, in her acknowledgments, she did state that, like, she reached out to multiple different people and to make sure that her story was accurate in, you know, the medical sense.
I love that.
Oh, it was so good. And you could really tell the, like, how much heart she put into it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What a gal.
My gosh, yeah. That one it was really hard to pick between Julie Soto's book and this book as my standout of the first 6 months of 2024. And I still don't know if I picked right, but oh well.
It's done now.
It's done. What about you? What was March?
March was another Frida McFadden.
I'm not surprised.
So this one was The Teacher. Obviously, again, mystery thriller. So I rated this one a 3, but still, I need to go back and I gotta re-rate that.
Yeah.
Because, yeah. Okay, I'm gonna change it right now. I'm gonna say a 4 again. Because I think at the moment I put it down to a 3 because of the age gap.
Right.
And it's not like a sexy age gap. It's like,
it's the gross age gap.
It was concerning, yeah. Like,
yeah.
Something's not right here. Yeah. But when I think back to it, I'm like, oh no. Like, she was 18. Or at least, Anyway. So in the moment, the age gap was like a little icky to me. But it's fine. I rewrote the book in my head and made her older.
So all is well.
Yes.
Okay.
Fine. But either way, like, even with that age gap, which was a little weird, it's still an amazing book. But that one, I just found, like, the plot twist was, oh my gosh, like, every freaking time, the plot twists, so crazy. And I remember you telling me about this when you first started reading Frida, and you were like, man, just always talking about the plot twist. And I was like, yeah, right. Like, I can guess this. Nope. No. I still try and figure it out. I'm like, okay. I'm like, she doesn't bring up this guy very often, so it's got to be him. Like, it's going to be him. No. Someone else entirely different. Every time. that was definitely my favorite for March. I loved like the poetry aspect of it. Like I would fall in love with him too, even at that young age. Good God.
Yeah.
What was your April?
Okay, so my April was Not Another Love Song by Julie Soto. I did rate this one 5 stars. Like, this was a phenomenal read. It was great because we got, like, sort of felt like this insider knowledge of, like, the orchestra side of, you know, musicians, and it was really, really neat. And oh yeah, this was an arc. I forgot that I was an advanced reader for this one.
I forgot that too.
Yeah, so this one actually isn't even out yet until July 16th.
Holy crap.
Yeah. Okay.
Meanwhile, we've been here talking about it so many episodes now.
Yeah. Okay, so July 16th, everybody needs to go buy this book.
Okay. That works out perfect. I will read it next month. Yeah.
Hey! Yeah.
Amazing.
Okay. So yeah, like, again, this one is all about, like, the orchestra. Like, she gets first chair of the orchestra, but this other guy, Xander, he feels he's entitled to the first chair. So there's, like, that rivalry. Yeah.
Delicious.
Just fantastic. Again, like, them together was just, like, so sizzling. Yeah. Fantastic.
Sizzling.
Yeah. July 16th.
We love a good enemies to lovers.
Yeah. And I'm just going to say it again, the cello scene.
I can't wait to read this so I can understand what you're talking about.
Yeah. What did you pick? What was your April?
My April was Older by Jennifer Hartman.
Oh. Yes.
Yeah. So Older by Jennifer Hartman. I rated this. This was my first 5-star rating of 2024.
Amazing.
So with everybody knowing how picky I am over my 5 stars, this should speak volumes of how great this book was.
I've heard people since say that the age gap in this one, that they found very icky and had to DNF.
Like, nothing happened though until she got older.
Hence the name. But yeah, I can get, like, I can understand that, yes, it is very taboo, and yeah, it's a bit weird when you start reading it, but you just gotta shut that part of your brain off. It's a book.
Put away your morals. Join us on the dark side.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I just loved it. Like, every part of it, and, like, how respectful he was. Oh, what a guy.
I
what
know.
A man. What a man.
And the fact that, like, to me, I felt like the description of him in the book was very much like Skeet Ulrich. So, like, that is what I thought, you know? So I was like, okay.
Delicious.
And, like, the whole 90s decade, you know, that whole vibe was amazing. She did such a good job.
Yeah. So beautifully done.
Yeah. I read that one in April as well, but it was the same time that I read Not Another Love Song, and it was really hard to pick between those two.
That was a good month for you.
It was a really good month. I had, for April, I had 1, 2, 3, 4, five books that were over 4-star ratings.
Dang. What was your May?
Ooh. Oh, I think I talked about this one. Oh, yeah, I would have talked about this one May, so like last month. Flawless by Elsie Silver. That is the first in the Chestnut Springs book. And this is the one that was just cowboys. Oh. This book, I rated it 4 stars. Fantastic main male character. Yeah, like it's the whole, like, again, kind of like a workplace, because she's there to, like, be his manager of sorts, I guess, because his, like, reputation takes a big hit, and he's like this professional bull rider, so he needs to keep up his reputation. But so she's sent to help, get him back on track. She is the daughter of his like big boss guy, and she's the one who's trying to set him straight.
Oh boy.
But yeah, it's a fantastic book. Yeah, there was quite a bit of like dirty talk in it.
Did you listen to this one or did you read it?
I read this one. I think I might need to find the audiobook for this one.
Yeah, because I feel like that, and especially having like your headphones in, I feel like that would just like scratch a very nice part of your brain.
Yep. I just have to read out this one review that I still laugh about. This person wrote 5 stars and said, "Well, slap my ass and say yeehaw. I guess I do like one cowboy."
Oh my god.
Yep. Yeah. Anyways, again, like, fantastic start to that series. I did start the second one, but I haven't gotten far in it yet.
Very good.
Yeah. And this one is like the nanny and single dad.
Oh god.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Okay, what was yours for May?
Mine was another Frida McFadden.
Holy crap. I wonder what your end of year is going to look like.
A lot of Frida.
Yeah.
A lot of Frida. So May's was The Coworker. I found this one to be, for her plot twist, like normally there's about like 2 plot twists, but this one had like 3. And so like that's honestly what made me rate it another 5 star. Like this was my second 5-star rating, and just because that, like, after the second one I was like, okay, so this is where the story's gonna start like winding down now, and it's gonna come to an end, and then bam, at the end of it was another one, and I was like, mind blown.
I think she's starting to feel that we're figuring out her formula, so now she's like throwing more at us.
Gotta switch it up. Yeah. Being able to do that, oh my gosh,
I know.
But this one, I don't know, I just like, there were certain parts to it where it was like a little bit weird, like there were emails back and forth between people, but then like the plot twist, oh my god.
Did you say that this was your favorite Frida book, The Coworker?
Yes.
Yeah.
So just because of the plot twist, like the way that it turned, and I was not expecting that much of a turn, that's what made me rate this one as like my favorite Frida. But I think then my next one would have been like The Teacher.
Yeah.
Like it's a tie between those two. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Like now, yeah. If you're going to read any Frida McFadden book, you need to read The Coworker. Like,
I haven't even read that one yet.
Like, there's parts of it obviously where it was like, what? Like, okay, this is a little bit weird, but it's all on purpose. Like,
it all leads up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You need need to read it. Oh my God.
Okay, I will.
Ugh. So good.
Okay.
What about June?
June?
This month.
Did we both pick the same book?
Yep.
Our featured read?
Yeah.
Okay. So, Just for the Summer by Abby Jimenez. We won't go into anything right now. That's going to be for the end of the episode during our deep dive. Yeah. But yeah, I've rated that one full 5 stars.
I haven't went in and put in a rating yet. But yeah, I'm being picky again. I'm going to say a 4.5.
Okay.
Absolutely loved it. I don't know why. I don't know. I don't know what's making me... Again, I keep comparing and I gotta friggin' stop. I need different rating systems for different types of books.
I literally just rate it based on how I feel when I close the book. Like, if I am giddy, kicking my feet, like, holy shit, that was a good book, 5 stars. If you can get that reaction out of me, you deserve 5 stars.
Touche.
You know? If I'm just a little, it was okay, then yeah, like 3 stars.
Fair. Okay. Yeah. I need to not be so picky.
So, here is the part where we will award books certain titles.
So, out of our favorites?
No, out of all the books that you read.
Yeah. Okay, I'm ready.
Of the last 6 months.
I'm ready.
Okay. These are the most likely to awards. The most likely to be adapted into a movie or TV show. So this award goes to the book with the most cinematic potential, the one that you can already picture on the big or small screen. Don't cheat and pick something that is actually getting adapted.
Man, I've got to go with literally any, I can't narrow it down, but any of the Frida McFadden books. Every single one that I read, I could picture it.
Yeah.
So perfectly. And even now, thinking back, I'm like, yeah, like I can picture it so well. All of them.
That's fair.
I can't narrow it down. Yeah, I'm just going to say Frida McFadden. What about you?
Okay. I think I might actually have to pick our January's featured read. If you remember what that was.
Oh, Fall of Ruin and Wrath?
Yeah. So I know
Dang.
I rated that one somewhat on the lower side. Like I rated it 3 stars. But can you imagine that as like a movie or a TV show?
Okay, actually, yeah.
Like,
you know what?
That to me, when I was reading it, I just felt like it was such an epic universe, and you know, like the magic and the even just like the relationships between all of the characters in the book. I wanted to see it.
Yeah, you're so right.
Yeah, I felt like it would be a phenomenal movie or TV show.
Yeah, agreed. That's a very good choice. That deserves that award. Yeah.
Okay, the next award is most likely to make you ugly cry. So this is for the book that tugged at your heartstrings the most, leaving you a sobbing mess. Did you have any?
No, I did not cry at any of the books that I read.
Were there any that like almost made you cry?
The closest would have been Dear John, but even that, I just...
Oh, dang. Okay. I did actually cry at Dear John. But honestly, probably, The Last Letter, obviously. I said like that one like really destroyed me. Yeah, I think I'm going to have to go with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one was heart-wrenching. Okay, the next award, most likely to keep you up all night. This award goes to the unput-downable page-turner that wouldn't let you sleep until you finished it.
If I had time to finish it all in one sitting, I would have. But just for the summer. Like, I read, quite a chunk in literally just one sitting. And I felt like it went by so fast. It was definitely a page turner. I just literally didn't have time to sit down and stay up all night reading it.
Yeah.
But I would have.
I remember you showing me
I could have easily.
The picture where you said, like, this was literally one sitting and it was, like, a good chunk of the book. I was like, what the hell?
Yeah. Like, went by so fast, didn't even realize, like, I was not in this world. I was in the book world.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah. I'll have to go with that. Just for the Summer by Abby Jimenez.
So I'm going to award that to Made in Malice by Albany Walker. That's the first in the Corrupt Credence series.
Okay. Yeah.
Because I really did, like, I started that book and I was up way past my bedtime to finish it. I rated it 5 stars because, again, it was one of those books that I just closed it and I instantly picked up, like, the second book because I had to keep going.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not one of the books that really stayed in my memory, and I think it's because I read it too fast.
Yeah.
But either way, if you're looking for a book that you really can't put down and you just devour, Made in Malice.
That's it.
Yeah. Most likely to inspire wanderlust. For the book that transported you to a far-off land or made you want to pack your bags and travel the world.
I'm going to have to go with Girl Abroad by Elle Kennedy.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I mean, it kind of did that, made me want to travel, but, like, if anything, that kind of just made me feel like I was in the right place.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that would definitely be it for me, I think.
Oh, God. I don't know what to pick. Can I pick Bridgerton? A different era? I don't know.
Travel to a different
Can
era.
I time travel?
Yeah.
Because I think I would really want to pick that book.
Yeah.
Because
I
do really enjoy historical. And it does make me want to live. Just take me there.
Yeah.
So yeah, I do get wanderlust from reading historical or even watching.
That's a good choice. Yep.
Here's an interesting one. The most likely to make you laugh out loud. This award goes to the book that tickled your funny bone and left you with a smile on your face. Did you read any?
You know what? It's kind of messed up, but
oh God,
I'm gonna have to go with Your Dad Will Do by Katie Robert. Yep, just because, like, I remember listening to that audiobook on my drive to St. John's, which was insane. But I just remember, like, there were a couple times where I'm like, man, like, I did laugh out loud. But that would be my only book to choose from because everything else was just nothing funny.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't really read many books that, were comical. But maybe I could pick The Lady He Lost by Faye Delacour.
Okay.
Yeah, that one did have, like, some pretty comical parts in it. It's another historical romance. So yeah, I think I would pick that one.
Okay.
Sure.
I love that.
So these are some unique awards.
Okay.
The Book Hangover Award. So for the book that left you feeling lost and empty when you finished it.
I'm going to have to go with Older by Jennifer Hartman. After that was my slump.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, that was
a pretty hard one to... for me, Just for the Summer, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, because I haven't really been that interested in picking up any books since that.
That'll do it.
But I am, suffering a bad book hangover.
Oh, dear.
Mm-hmm.
In a slump. Yep.
Okay. The I Need a Sequel Now Award. So whether it ended on a cliffhanger or just left you really craving more.
I think Girl Abroad by Elle Kennedy.
Yeah?
I would love to have more of that story. And that's turning into a show, right? Or a movie?
I don't remember if it's a movie or show. But yes, it is getting a screen adaptation.
I'm very excited for that because like I am not ready to be done with that story.
No. I think I'm going to have to pick Made in Malice again. Because that one literally, like, I finished the book and I was like, okay, I need book 2 right now.
Yeah.
What about the Unexpected Gem Award for the book that you didn't expect to love but ended up being a delightful surprise?
I don't think I have any.
No?
No.
No, I've noticed that before. We've talked about it before that, like, you really only read books that you know you're going to like.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to have to pick A Dowry of Blood by S.T. Gibson. That, I really was floored with that book. I went into it very hesitant. I did not think I was going to like it. Again, that one was picked for a book club book. But I loved it. It was one of my 5 stars of the year.
Okay, damn.
Fantastic book. Yeah, I finished it and I was just like, wow, holy crap. That was actually good. The Letdown Award. So the book that didn't quite do it for you. You went in with high expectations and came out flat.
Honestly, I'm gonna have to go with What Lies Between Masks and Shadows. Or What Lies Within Masks and Shadows by Nicole May. I just also, and that might not be very fair for me to say that because I was just not in a good headspace that month to enjoy like a romance fantasy.
Yeah. And I think we did talk about that, about how we weren't really in the best headspace. I think we had that discussion.
Yeah. I didn't care for romance at that point. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's I was heavily into the murder mysteries or thriller mysteries.
Yeah. I'm going to have to give that award to Unfortunately Yours by Tessa Bailey.
Oh, yeah.
I rated that one 2 stars. I was really disappointed with that one. I went in, like, I love the Tessa Bailey books that I did read. Fantastic. So I went into this one with high expectations and just nope.
Sad.
It was a hot mess.
You tried.
Yep. Yeah.
Love that.
We've had a pretty good 6 months of the year, I think.
I think so, honestly. I just don't understand how we're already 6 months in.
I know. The year just like melted away. Okay. Now that we have all of our books awarded, what have you polished off this month?
Not much. I have had 0 time to read this month. But guess what I finally finished?
You didn't.
I did.
Oh my god. Elsa's going to be happy that at least one of us did.
Know. Yep. A Court of Silver Flames by Sarah J. Maas. So that's the last book in the Court of Thorns and Roses series. Took me so long to read this, so it's like hard for me to lump it all into the one now for me to rate it, but I am gonna have to go with a 4 just because like I didn't like how it was in third person. So I'm docking a star for that, but everything else was amazing. Yeah,
that's fair.
Oh,
that's fair.
And I love Cassian.
Are you a Cass girly now, or are you still a Reese girly?
I think I'm both.
We won't judge you as long as you're not a Tamlin girly.
Yeah, no, that's over. We don't talk about him. Yeah. But it feels good to finally be finished it, honestly. And now I can move on to Throne of Glass.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Should I review the books that I read now? Because all you've got left now is... Yeah?
Yep. Give it to us. What did you read?
So I was listening to the audiobook for Done and Dusted by Lila Sage. These book covers are so cute. Have you seen them?
No, let me look it up.
Done and Dusted. Very old school, like Western looking cover.
Oh.
Right?
That's adorable.
It's contemporary, though. It's not like a, old school Western.
I'm obsessed with that.
So good. 4 stars. The audiobook was fantastic. I loved it. It's, like I said, contemporary Western romance. And, I'll just read out the description, I guess. It was 356 pages, but I wouldn't know that because, like I said, audiobook.
Yeah, fair.
She's off limits, but he's never been good at following the rules. For the first time in her life, Clementine, Emmy, Ryder, has no idea what she's doing. She's accomplished everything on her to-do list. She left her small hometown of Meadowlark, Wyoming, went to college, and made a career for herself by doing her favorite thing, riding horses. But after an accident makes it impossible for her to get back into the saddle, she has no choice but to return to the hometown she always wanted to escape. Luke Brooks is Meadowlark's most notorious bad boy, bar owner, and bachelor. He's also the unofficial 5th member of the Ryder family. As Emmy's older brother's best friend, Luke spent most of his childhood antagonizing her. It's been years since he's seen her, but when she walks into his bar and back into his life, he can't take his eyes off of her. Despite his better judgment, he wants to do a whole lot more than just look at her. Emmy's got too much on her mind to think about romance, and Luke knows he should stay away from his best friend's younger sister, but what if Luke is just what Emmy needs to get her spark back? Or will they both go up in flames?
Oh, boy.
Luke Brooks is quite possibly one of my favorite male main characters that I have ever read. Ever.
Yeah, the first thing that I just seen when I looked up that cover, the first review that I seen was Brother's Best Friend, 5 stars.
Yep. Exactly. And it was such like a low angst, and there was no, I don't think it's a spoiler for those people who like to know these things, but there is no third act breakup. So there was like, that's, like how at the end of romance novels, all of a sudden they break up or something big and bad happens to them and they've got like this many pages to fix it.
Yeah. Yep.
This book didn't have that.
Oh.
It was just, it definitely was not like a big meaty book. It was very surface level, but fun. This book was so much fun. Oh. It was just a really good turn your brain off and just devour it, like.
Oh, I love those books.
Yes. And like I said, it was low angst and like they don't have any issues together, right? Like no like breaking up and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it was just so good. 4 stars. I don't know why I docked the 1 star, but I don't know why I docked the 1 star actually. Like I really,
it just the 4 set right.
It just didn't have that oomph, maybe.
Yep. Very fair.
Yeah. Very like predictable, which is another reason why you just have to shut your brain off and just
not overthink
ingest it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was the first book that I finished this month. No, that's a lie. Sorry. The featured read was the first book I finished this month. That I devoured, but this one. And then the one that I just finished today June 1st by Jennifer Hartman. It got a lot of like good reviews. The reason why I read it was because she just announced the beginning of June, fittingly enough with the name, that it was on Kindle Unlimited. And I absolutely adored An Optimist's Guide to Heartbreak and A Pessimist's Guide to Love. Those two books, like those were the first books that I read by Jennifer Hartman, and just
I didn't realize that was Jennifer Hartman.
yes,
Amazing.
phenomenal reads. And then Older, again, another. So like, of course, 3 of the books that I read by her were all 5 stars. So I went into June 1st expecting the same, because it was another like forbidden romance, like Older. So I was really thinking that was going to like scratch that taboo itch.
Yep.
I'll read out the description and then I'll say what I rated it.
Okay. I'm intrigued.
Okay. Want to know what happens to a man who barely claws his way out of a tragedy, only to fall right into the arms of the one girl in the world he isn't allowed to love? Another tragedy, that's what. When Brant was 6 years old, his father made a choice that altered the course of his entire life. Because of what he did, the only girl Brant ever loved became the only girl he couldn't have. Though in a lot of ways, he did have her. He had her first steps, her first words, her first smile. He had her milestones, her heartbreaks, her dreams. He had her heart so woven in with his, he didn't know where she ended and he began. Only, as the years pressed on, lines became blurred, and the blurrier the line, the easier it is to cross. They say tragedy comes in 3s. For Brant, that was true. The first one changed him, the second one broke him, and the third one healed him. But at the center of all that tragedy, there's a love story. And at the center of that love story, there's June.
Yeah, I remember you reading that out.
Mm-hmm.
And that sounds literally amazing. Okay, what did you rate it? I want to know.
A 3, and I kind of feel like that's a little generous. Yeah.
What?
So, he, at 6 years old, without like spoiling it, he lives with this family. June is the daughter of this family. Like, so she was born June 1st, which is why she got her name, when he was 6. So he's 6 years older than her. They grow up together. It's just, it felt icky because he literally was with her from her being an infant. Like,
oh.
Right? So, like, they were raised as siblings. I know there's no blood.
Oh.
She would refer to him as her brother. She knew that they weren't. And, you know, like, by the end of the book, they do touch on that, about how, like, she has a biological brother. Like, it's her, Theo, and Brant. And they do, like, show and explain, like, how her love for Theo, her actual brother, was different than the love that she had for Brant. But I don't know. I don't know how to give a good review of this book, because it just didn't feel right to me.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see that.
But there's a lot of high reviews, so I don't know if I don't know. I don't know if I'm the problem.
Damn. But that description sounded so good.
Maybe I just wasn't in the right space for it.
True. Which is, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. I still love Jennifer Hartman. So
I want to read more of hers.
Yeah. Highly, highly recommend that An Optimist's Guide to Heartbreak.
Yeah.
For sure. Okay. So that's our books, other than the featured read.
Yeah. Here we go.
Here we go. Here we go. Do you want to read it out?
So our featured read, Just for the Summer by Abby Jimenez. It is 405 pages. What do you say this is? A contemporary romance?
Yeah, contemporary romance.
Okay. When it comes to love, Emma is cursed. Every guy she dates finds his true love after they break up. But it turns out she's not the only one afflicted with this condition. His name is Justin, and his Reddit thread about being love's good luck charm has gone viral. Now the two have come up with an ingenious plan. If they date each other, their curses will cancel out and they'll go on to find their soulmate. Only Justin wasn't supposed to be unbelievably cute and hilarious. But when Emma's toxic mother shows up and Justin has to assume guardianship of his 3 siblings, they are suddenly navigating a lot more than they expected, including catching real feelings. Has fate finally brought the perfect pair together, or will their cure be way more hazardous than the curse itself?
Ooh. This was a fun read.
I loved this. What a perfect time to read it.
Yes.
For June.
Yep. It felt like the perfect summer read.
Yep. I loved how it was different point of views, so between Emma and Justin.
Mm-hmm.
I love books like that, because at least in, like, you know, you're seeing, like, what he's feeling and what she's feeling, and
I'm not usually one for the, like, insta loves, but their attraction to each other was just, like, right off the bat, they knew that they were gonna fall for the other one.
Yeah.
Like, it was inevitable, but again, the curse, they were supposed to find their soulmates after they broke up. So, like, that is what, you know, that was where the stress was coming from.
Yeah.
Because you knew that they were so good together, but they were still going to break up because it's what they had to do for the curse to whatever. But
their connection.
He had such, like, golden retriever energy.
Yeah. Yeah. What made me know right away that I was going to love it was a couple times they said how, like, boys or men with the letter J as for the first name, like, that's, like, a known thing.
Yeah.
Like, people with the letter J names are just horrible.
Yeah.
And I loved, like, that was very early in the book when, like, the mom, I think it was, or someone said something about,
I think it was her mom, yeah,
the J name. And I was like, yep, I'm gonna like this.
Yeah, I think we all have one of those. I really liked when she said, and I know it was multiple times throughout the book, but in a world where you can choose anger or empathy, always choose empathy. And I love how he called back to that when he started to feel really angry. Well, when he was angry, but yeah.
Yeah, that was... I love that, because I love, like... Honestly, every single person is just bits and pieces of, like, obviously, yes, yourself, but, like, bits and pieces of everybody that you meet.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like, you learn so much from every single person, even if you're not actually learning something. Like, it's just, I don't know, like, you take bits and pieces of everybody that you meet, and I love that he did that, too. Like, he learned something very valuable from her. Like, that's amazing.
That is amazing.
One part that I really liked as well, this was, again, still pretty early in, but I just want to read this out because I really, really liked this. You know what I think about sometimes, she said, raising her eyes to mine? What? You know how when something bad happens to someone you love and you wish you could take it from them instead? Yeah. What if the universe listened? What if you or your mom or the kids were supposed to die in a car crash and your dad said, take me instead, and the universe did? And nobody remembers the way it was supposed to be because that's the deal. You never get to know that he's a hero. The fates are reversed and the tribute takes the thing he asked for to save someone he loves. If you think of it that way, instead of being sad that he's gone, be happy that he got what he wanted and that somebody loved you enough to take your place. I love that. That was so comforting.
It was, though, yeah. And, like, you could, like, apply that to so many other different things that happen in your life, too.
Yep, agreed.
Oh, I have one more thing to read out.
Okay.
I love that one. The best kind of love doesn't happen on moonlit walks and romantic vacations. It happens in between the folds of everyday life. It's not grand gestures that show how you feel. It's all the little secret things you do to make her life better than you, that you never tell her about.
Yes, I loved that too. Oh my God.
That, like, really got me thinking about stuff too. Like me and Chris we're very private with our personal life. And, like, we never do big showy things. But it's the fact that he always does the garbage. Or, you know, like, just little things like that. Just everyday things that I know just, it means a lot to me. He'll wash the dishes for me. You know, it's things like that that I know, you know, that's what love is.
Yep. 100%.
Yeah.
Yep. Oh, I love that. Acts of service. I felt like this was like the perfect summer read, though. Very cute. Honestly, I did actually get a couple giggles too out of this one.
The baby raccoons. That was probably one of the funniest parts that I had ever read. Like, the fact that they were there in his car and, like, she was telling them about the baby raccoons, and he's like, when did this happen? And they were like, just then. That's why we're kicked out of Uber or whatever. We're not allowed to get any more Ubers or Lyfts.
Yeah.
Oh, it was amazing.
Gosh. Their relationship, like the mom and the best friend, that was...
Yeah.
I loved that.
Yeah. Everybody needs a friend like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think I didn't read any of her other books, so you definitely don't need to read them to enjoy this book.
No, agreed. This was like, what, book 3 of the series? And like,
I think, yeah. But it's not even technically listed as the series on Goodreads.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, so I think it's just that there's some crossovers with the characters that you could get, like, Easter eggs out of this novel if you've read them, but it's not needed at all.
I would like to go back now, though, and read them.
Yeah. Yep, definitely. But yeah, I think that pretty well clues up this episode. If you have any thoughts and feelings about what our featured read was, let us know.
Yeah. Follow us on Instagram. We've been kind of quiet the last little while just because of everything that we've got going on, but we still post.
Yep. And we'll be posting our featured read for July tomorrow. I'm so excited for that. And as a little hint, it goes hand in hand with last July's featured read.
Oh, right.
We might have to make this an annual thing.
Agreed.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. If you're still listening, don't forget to, rate us and follow us. This helps us get more content out.
Give us some love.
All
right. See ya.
Until next time.